To suggest that Sinn Féin supported the blanket guarantee introduced by Fianna Fáil is simply a lie, casually thrown about to distract attention from the facts and not supported by the Dáil record. And maybe some of the Labour TDs and backbenchers still won't accept my word for it, but I am sure that they will accept your word, Minister Noonan, when you replied on the 8th of November 2011 to a parliamentary question where you stated on the Dáil record that the formal statutory legal basis, and I'm quoting, the formal statutory legal basis for the guarantee was provided by the Credit Institutional Financial Support Act 2008 and the Credit Institutional Financial Support Scheme 2008, which is known as the CIFS, and it was formally approved by both houses of the Oireachtas on the 17th of October 2008. The Dáil record shows that Sinn Féin voted against this scheme. But more importantly than this, the decision on October the 17th, 2008 by Fianna Fáil, the Green Party and Fine Gael to saddle the state and the taxpayers with a liability running into hundreds of billions of euro has consequences more profound and long-lasting than any politician or any economist could have predicted at that time. Throughout 2009, Sinn Féin and the Labour Party continued to oppose the banking guarantee. When the government brought forward the Credit Institutions ELG scheme before the Dáil in December 2009, both our parties rightly saw it as a mechanism to further extend the disastrous decision of 2008. And Joan Burton was right to say that supporting the ELG was akin to voting confidence in Fianna Fáil's failed banking strategy. She was right to describe the ELG extension as a blank cheque which would be used by the government to increase the risk to the state and to the taxpayer. And Richard Britton, he was right to withhold support from the ELG on the grounds that the banks were not doing enough to help get lending back into the economy and to change their greed-driven culture. And when Fianna Fáil came back yet again in June 2010, seeking to extend the ELG for a further 6 months, Joan Burton rightly criticised the government for having no exit strategy from the bank guarantee, while you yourself, Minister, rightly questioned the inclusion of Anglo-Irish Bank into any support scheme. So with such a strong and such a vocal record of opposition to the ELG, both Fine Gael and Labour, from both your parties, you would think that on taking office that you would have set about developing an exit strategy from this toxic debt. Yet at a cabinet meeting in June of this year, Fine Gael and Labour abandoned 2 years of principle and adopted a whole-scale the failed banking policy of their predecessors. Worse than that, today you are seeking a 12-month extension of this failed guarantee. Minister, your arguments, the arguments of Fine Gael, the arguments of Labour are no different to those presented by the late Brian Lenihan in 2008 and Eamon O'Keefe on his behalf in 2009. There are no new justifications for saddling the state and the taxpayer with the additional risks that will arise from today's decision. This is yet another blank cheque written by the government in hock to the Irish banking system and the European Central Bank, and it has little regard, if no regard, to the consequences of ordinary working people. Clearly the Labour Party does blank cheques when the Fine Gael Party asks them to do so. And it seems an apt, if depressing, description of everything that is wrong with this coalition and Labour's participation in it. Sinn Féin will be opposing the proposed extension to the banking guarantee scheme that you, Minister, are proposing today. We will oppose it as we have consistently done since October 2008. We will do so because it is the right thing to do and because it is the honest thing to do. In conclusion, Minister, I want to make it clear to every single one of your backbenchers and Labour backbenchers. Today you are asking us to write another blank cheque for the banks, including Anglo-Irish Bank. You're asking us to give government guarantees to unsecured private banking debt, a sum we will not know. You're asking us to do this at a time of uncertainty and volatility in the banking system, which will increase the level of risk to the taxpayer. So unlike others in this House, Sinn Féin will remain true to the principles and true to our word, and we will vote against this irresponsible request, and we will push this issue to a vote and make others vote likewise.